Hurry Harry and Deerslayer have reached Muskrat Castle, the fort-like house which Tom Hutter has erected in the lake. But the Hutters are not at home. Hurry finally locates them in an outlet of the lake where they are fishing. The old man is soon acquainted with conditions in the forest, and their large flatboat, called the Ark, is headed back toward the lake when Deerslayer suddenly sights a number of painted Indians lined up on an overhanging tree. Hurry at the sweeps hears Hutter call, "Pull for your life, Hurry, pull!" The Ark sweeps forward as the woods are filled with savage yells, and rifle bullets patter against the logs of the Ark. But the latter is soon in the lake and past immediate danger. The present act opens at Muskrat Castle several hours later.
Well, Hurry, your enormous strength was never put to better use than tonight. If you hadn't got the Ark into such quick motion, there'd have been a nice little party on board.
But we're safe now for the present behind these stout logs. There's not a canoe on the lake that I don't know where it's hid. There are two, but they're so snug in hollow logs that they'll ne'er be found.
There's no telling that, Hurry. A hound is not more sartain on the scent than a redskin. It'll be a tight log that will hide a canoe from his eyes.
You're right, Deerslayer. Judith, find our friends food. A long march gives a sharp appetite.
We're not starving, Master Hutter. We just filled up as we reached the lake.
Nature is nature and must be fed. Judith, see to the meal. And take your sister to help you.
We'll have something ready, Father, shortly. Though I wish I might stay a moment and help you plan your campaign against our enemies.
Indian warfare is not a woman's concern, Judith. Now, you leave that to us.
Yes, but a woman's wit is often the strong man's best aid.
That may be, lass, but we don't need you now.
Come, Hetty.
I wanted the girls away, friends, because I wanted to hold talk with you both. This matter looks serious. Your ideas will greatly relieve my mind.
It's my notion, old Tom, that you and your huts and traps are in desperate jeopardy.
Yes, and I have children. Good girls, too, I say, if I am their father.
And one of them hasn't a equal on the frontier for good looks.
May I depend on you, Deerslayer, to stand by me and my daughters?
That you may, Floating Tom. And I think you can count on Hurry, too.
I say you won't be able to count on Hurry. Hurry is his nature as well as his name, and he'll fly away as soon as he thinks his fine figure is in danger. But we can rely on Deerslayer. Your honest face and heart tell me you will perform your promises.
Leave us, Judith, leave us. And don't return until you bring venison and fish. The foolish girl's been spoiled by the flattery of the officers. Don't think any harm of her silly words, Hurry.
I scarce know Judith any longer. I'll soon take to admiring her sister.
Then you're coming to your right senses, Hurry. Hetty'd make a much safer companion than Judy.
No man need want a safer wife than Hetty, though I'll not answer for her being the most rational. But Deerslayer's right, Tom. I'll not desert you.
But let's get to a business of another sort. You know that high prices are offered for scalps on both sides?
Yes, I know that.
It isn't right, perhaps, to take gold for human blood. And yet, when mankind is busy killing one another, there can be no great harm in adding a little bit of skin to the plunder. What's your sentiments, Harry, touching this point?
You make a mistake, old man, in calling savage blood human blood. I think no more of a redskin scalp than I do of a pair of wolf's ears.
That's manly. I knew you'd be on my side. Deerslayer, I suppose you're of Hurry's way of thinking?
I've no such feeling. My gifts are not scalpers' gifts. I'll stand by you in the Ark, the castle, or canoe. But I'll not unhumanize my nature by falling into ways that God intended for another race.
Harry, that's a lesson you might learn and practice to advantage.
Move further off, Judy. Now, no more of this. We're bound to talk of matters unfit for a woman to listen to. Hurry, the young man's entitled to his belief. We can leave the children in his care. There's a large party of these savages on the shore, but they may be hunters who've been out so long they haven't heard of the War of the Bounty.
In which case, why was their first salute an attempt to cut our throats?
We don't know that their design was so bloody. It's natural and easy for an Indian to fall into ambushes.
I saw the Mingoes, and they were in their war paint. They're on the trail of mortal men, and not deer.
Oh, I didn't see the paint.
If Deerslayer says it was paint, then paint it was.
Yeah, but I saw the print of women's moccasins. Would they have women with them if they were on the warpath?
It may be that the warriors have come out to call in their women and children, to get in an early blow. Anyway, if there is women and children, the colony pays for all scalps alike.
More shame that it should be so.
Hearken to reason, lad. The savages scalp your friends. Why shouldn't we scalp? One good turn deserves another.
Ah, Master Hurry, is it religion to say that one bad turn deserves another?
I'll never reason against you, Judy, for you beat me with beauty if you can't with sense. Here's the Canadas paying their Indians for scalps, And why not we pay?
Our Indians. Oh, Father. Father, think no more of this. And listen to the advice of Deerslayer.
Deerslayer, you're young and don't understand the ways of the forest. If your enemy be fierce, then you must be fiercer.
That's not the missionary teaching. Some of the Moravians say that if you are struck
That for your Moravian missionaries. Who ever heard of mercy for a muskrat? Where's your tinder, Tom? Let's have a light.
Yeah, hold hard, Harry. We want no lights tonight. They prove a beacon to our enemies.
Well, we ought to be safe enough here in the castle.
On open daylight, I shouldn't fear a host of savages. What with 3 or 4 trusty weapons, and killdeer in particular. But it's different at night. A canoe might get on us unseen.
But the enemy has no canoe, Tom. You know that. There are only 5 canoes in these parts, and we have 3 with us, and the other 2 are housed on the shore in hollow logs, safe from the eyes of even prowling redskins.
But in the morning, they'll leave no likely place unexamined.
The Indian don't live that can find a canoe that's suitably wintered.
My opinion is that these canoes should be got off to the castle, and the sooner it's done, the better.
What do you think, Deerslayer?
I agree with Tom. And I'll follow you, Hutter, even into the Mingo camp on such an honor.
Well, I don't expect you'll prove much of a warrior, Deerslayer. Though your equal with bucks don't exist in all these parts.
We'll see, Harry. We'll see.
At any rate, you can use a paddle, and that's all we'll ask of you tonight. I think we'd better take to a canoe and do instead of talking.
The decision is a right one. We must get those 2 canoes. I'll follow old Tom.
Lay on your paddles, men, and look about for a moment. You must be all eyes and ears, for these varmin has noses like bloodhounds.
There'll be signs of a campfire if they've stopped near this bank. Or at least there should be smell of wood smoke. You sent anything, Harry?
Not a thing. Unless I be mistaken, the first canoe lies about 50 yards west.
There's a piece of gravel beach just ahead. Pull up there and we'll reconnoiter a bit. You stay with the bark, Deerslayer, while Hurry and me look about.
It's quiet as death. If they're about here, they certainly are giving us no warning.
Is that the log just below you there?
This is it. Here in this linden.
Hand me the paddles first, and then draw the boat out with care. The wretches may have left it for a bait after all.
Keep your rifle handy. If they attack, we want to unload the piece at them at least.
All right. Now move slow when you get your load. Ready? All safe, Deerslayer. 1 boat less for the enemy. We'll just tow this out about 100 yards, and the breeze will send it toward the castle.
Where's the other one hidden?
It's down where Hurry tried to shoot his deer this afternoon. We'll have to be more careful now, for we're certainly entering enemy country. This one will be harder to get off, because it's farther up the bank and it's in a tangle of dead wood. We'll have to swing it up on the branches of low elm and drop the canoe to you from above, Deerslayer. Hold her steady, lad, while we swing up.
I hope the enemy are not close. No woodsman could perform this feat with enough silence not to give away his position.
Can you see your way, Hurry?
No, but I got feelers. Hey, what's that?
Oh, don't be womanish. It's an owl. Stop talking and feel out for the log.
Here it is.
The boat?
Snug as a bug. Give me a lift.
Come along. Ahoy below there, Deerslayer. You ready?
Let her down.
Now we've treed the scamps. If they want to visit the castle, let them swim. We'll strike for the Ark, Deerslayer, and you can follow.
Let us paddle along the south shore first and see if we can find a sign of encampment.
I suggest you look into the bay first. We're not sure of that quarter yet.
You'd not better go along, lad, because there may be trouble.
I think I'd better go along, as I agreed.
Well, I'm thinking of the gals. They must have your protection if anything happens to us on this excursion.
I advise you not to land, Hutter.
That all depends, son.
Look, Tom. Through those alders on the right. It's a dying brand. It's the remains of a campfire. I'll wager there's enough bounty sleeping around that fire to make us rich. You land us, Deerslayer, and let us do a bit of warpath for ourselves.
You're right, Harry. Do as we say, Deerslayer. Land us. We'll call if we find danger we can't find a way out of.
I wish you wouldn't undertake this matter, Tom.
Your wishes can't be allowed. There's bounty money in that camp, and that ends the matter. I'll paddle off in the lake and wait for a signal. This is good. Now, shove off now, Deerslayer. You follow me, Hurry. This little excursion needs caution.
We might find the place deserted.
There are only women around that fire. Our work will be easy. If there are any braves, we'll have to move fast.
How far away do you judge the fire to be?
Oh, just a few yards. There isn't enough light to give much information.
Well, if it's a war party, they must have sentinels.
Shh. I can see figures now.
Braves?
Squaws, I think.
Then our work will be easy.
Unless the men are watching from behind these trees. Look out for that root, Hurry. Look out.
We're coming, son. It's a fight for our life now. Come on, you painted reptiles. I'll see if a dozen of you is a match for Harry.
Fight your way to the oak, Harry. We'll give him the slip.
There, slippery devil. It's skin's grease. There, take that for your cunning.
This way, Harry. There's 3 of the varmints on me. I can't handle them all.
Hey, there's a mountain on me. Let up, you painted reptiles. Let up. I'm tied like a slow log now. There, stop choking me.
Where's Deerslayer? He mustn't come ashore. Keep off the land, lad. Keep off. The gals depend on you now. Keep off and aid my children.
You've just heard another episode of The Deerslayer, dramatized and directed by Charles Frederick Lindsley.